Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Spoken. It's been a while. Got to be honest with you, we missed you all. Hopefully you guys have missed us. If not, it's okay. We're going to talk anyway. This is your host, Lance Twidwell. I'm here with my good friend, Derek Williams. It's been a minute since we've had him on the show. He's been real busy with coaching. It's really good to have you, Derek. It's been a long time. Yeah, it hasn't been the same without you. So we have Rich come on and talk a little baseball, but we're going to get back into things with Derek. And we're gonna start off with a Chiefs segment. Obviously, you know, the biggest situation that's coming out of Kansas City right now is the Dwayne Bowe situation, and it's basically become Scott Pioli versus Dwayne Bowe in a lot of people's eyes. And there's a lot of confusion more than anything about what's going on. Is there going to be something resolved before the beginning of the season? Are they going to sign him long term? There's just so many questions, so many layers to this. And today I just kind of want to talk to you about that, Derek, and kind of get your thoughts and maybe debate you a little bit if we don't agree on some things, and just kind of pick your brain about it, man. So, what do you think about what is it that you think is going on, and what do you think is going to happen?
It's making me sick to my stomach, actually, man. This guy has been so productive in Kansas City over the last 4 to 5 years, and we have not signed this guy at all yet. I'm not mad at Dwayne Bowe. I mean, the deal should have been done. I mean, it should have been done last year. I mean, it's just Scott Pioli dragging his feet, which I don't like. Let's get this guy. I mean, if we want to turn the corner this year and be that team that a lot of people think we can be, we can't do it without Dwayne Bowe. We can't. I mean, we have to sign the guy. I mean, I'm a big Dwayne Bowe fan. I mean, I support Scott Pioli because he's the Chiefs general manager, and I'm a huge Chiefs fan. But they've got to come to terms with this guy and get this guy signed and get him in there when camp starts. I'm not really worried about right now, but camp's just right around the corner. And he has to be there by the time camp. And to be honest with you, I think he will. I've seen this kind of story before where a wide receiver or a player holds out and can't get a deal done. I think he'll be in camp, and I think he'll be a Chiefs.
Will he be in camp, though, with a contract, or do you think he'll just be back still with that tag?
Either way it go, I think he'll be in camp. I think he'll come. If he can't get a deal done, I don't think he's going to pass that 1-year franchise tag money.
Will it affect him as far as down the road with the Chiefs, as far as signing back with them? If he gets the opportunity,
it possibly could. Yeah, it possibly could. I mean, because it's obviously rubbing him the wrong way right now.
Let me read you guys some stats in Dwayne Bowe's career. If you just want to go down the list, 356 receptions in his career. 4,900 yards, that's almost 5,000 yards. 36 touchdowns, only 3 fumbles. And we're talking about a guy that's had quarterbacks with the names of Tyler Thigpen. We're talking about Tyler Palco. We're talking about Brody Croyle. And we're talking about the lovely Matt Castle. We're talking about some guys that really jump off the board, right? Now, see, he's got some serious pressure on him to perform at high levels, more than I think a lot of guys, even besides maybe Larry Fitzgerald, as far as carrying an offense. And it really upsets me about this whole situation is that I don't think that there's a sense of urgency from Pioli and the staff side. We're not seeing them say, you know what, Dwayne Bowe has been so valuable to us for so long, and he's still very young. He's only 27 years old. We need to take care of this guy while we still can, because we don't want to just slip him through the fingers. And talking about that, we're talking about the Twitter situation with Ocho Cinco. Obviously, we know that players talk to players. They become friends, yada, yada, yada. Well, Ocho Cinco came out and talked on Twitter and basically told Dwayne Bowe, come down to South Beach, take your talents down here from LeBron James. And, he basically, was inviting him, jokingly. But I don't feel there was a lot of joking, because Dwayne Bowe did respond and said, I'm on my way. And I don't think that players say those things about their career unless they're just either one, just completely dumb, or they are serious. And I think that it's more about being serious. I think Dwayne Bowe is trying to show the Chiefs, listen, I'm serious about I will leave if I get the opportunity, or you need to sign me and I will stay. Because I don't think that Dwayne Bowe really wants to leave. This is where he's from. This is the team he was raised up in. I don't think he wants to leave. I just think he wants to get paid, deservingly so. Because if you look around the league, there's only been a handful of guys more consistent than Dwayne Bowe, and they've had better quarterbacks for the most part.
He's probably the best receiver in the league, other than Fitzgerald, without a great quarterback.
I see, and I tend to agree with that, because if you look, like I said, if you look around the league, Andre Johnson, Calvin Johnson, these other guys, they have Pro Bowl quarterbacks in their primes. So if you really look at it, who's been more valuable besides obviously Larry Fitzgerald? You know what I mean? You have up and comers, granted, but this is a guy that's coming into the prime of his career. There's no reason in the world why you would let him go. And then the biggest reason, we're all saying, well, Lance, he's still under contract technically. I understand that, but you need to take care of the players when they're asking to be taken care of. You look at Calvin Johnson. Did he need all that money? No, he didn't technically need all that money, but the Lions took care of their player because they knew this is a guy we want around for the long haul. And I think personally, it helps morale around the clubhouse, around the locker room, when the players know, listen, this is our veteran. This is a guy that's carried us for the longest time. They're taking care of him. Now, if I work that hard and I put up numbers like that, they're going to take care of me too. And my question is this: is John Baldwin? And let's say Dwayne Bowe doesn't play for this team any longer. Is John Baldwin the guy that can really carry that wide receiving core?
We don't know yet. I really like John Baldwin a lot. I think John's going to be I think he's going to be a star, actually. I really do, but I don't think he's ready to carry a franchise quite yet. I think he needs more time. But I like him, but be honest with you, we need Dwayne Bowe.
Right. Well, to ask a question even further about John Baldwin, would you say that he could be a star with Matt Castle if he's the guy?
I think he'd be a star with Matt Castle because look at Dwayne Bowe. He's pretty much been a star with some of the guys you just named.
So you would say that Baldwin's up in that upper echelon with Dwayne Bowe and guys like that already, or does he have that potential?
He has the potential to be. Not yet. He's not on that level yet, but I think he has all the talent in the ceiling to do it, and I think he will do it.
Okay, so now going to Dwayne Bowe's contract. When we talk about what he's worth and what you realistically think he'll get, if you were the GM, if you were Scott Pioli, what would you give Dwayne Bowe years and money wise, guaranteed money, all the details? I know I'm putting him on the spot right now, but I think I think it is important because money does talk.
Maybe 5 years, $65 million, $70 million, maybe
$70 million.
I could go with that.
Now, what if Dwayne Bowe came up and said, "Well, I appreciate the offer. We're just paraphrasing here. I appreciate the offer, but I'm seeing my friends like Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, all these other guys getting $100+ million contracts, 6-7 years. What am I? Am I chopped liver here?
No, he's not. I mean, not chopped liver, but he has to understand that he's not Calvin Johnson. He's not Larry Fitzgerald. He's not going to get $100 million. And if he does get $100 million, it's not going to be from the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not going to pay him $100 million. And there's probably not too many teams that will pay Dwayne Bowe $100 million. But I mean, I can see him getting around 70, and then some team would maybe pay him $80 million. Maybe that might be stretching it, but I'm cool with $70 million.
So, do you believe realistically the Chiefs are going to sign him this season, or I should say this off season, get everything taken care of, or do you think there is a big chance that the Chiefs could actually be looking elsewhere? Because I really don't. Because Pioli, in my opinion, just real quick, Pioli has always come across to me as a guy that takes care of business fast when he wants to take care of it. And for some reason, this is kind of just lingering out there. They're not really being transparent about it. They're not really telling us anything. They're kind of sliding through it, doing the whole Pioli thing. They're not really giving us any details about what's going to happen or what hasn't happened, what's going to happen. They're not really giving us anything. So, do you think that maybe they're looking at trades? I
don't think they're looking at trades. I really don't. I don't think they want to trade Dwayne Bowe. Pioli's a smart guy. He's not that dumb. I mean, he's not going to trade Dwayne Bowe knowing he's not going to get anything from him. I look for if Dwayne Bowe doesn't get signed by training camp, I look for him to come to training camp, be a professional, sign the franchise tag, play, and then I look for them to get it done maybe at the end of training camp or maybe the start of the regular season. I do believe there will be a deal done. Okay,
and now, obviously, let's just assume that Dwayne Bowe has been signed. Let's say that he gets his 6-year or 5-year, $70, $80 million contract like you just said. Do you expect him to get, do you think, because you've watched players, they get signed, they get big contracts, and it almost seems like they're either trying to overwork and they end up getting themselves injured, or they kind of, they fall off the map, or they just don't play hard at all and they're just comfortable. Do you see signs of that maybe happening of Dwayne Bowe? Because I know he's never really been a guy that commits crimes or does anything like that, but he's also been a guy that's kind of been airheaded at times and kind of leaves you wondering what was he thinking, things like that. Do you think that if he does make the big bucks, if he does get signed to a long-term deal, do you think that he will play consistent still through?
I think that might be part of the reason he doesn't have a deal yet, because of some of his past antics, with some of his off the field, or maybe opening up his mouth, saying some things maybe he shouldn't have said, maybe rubbing some veterans wrong and the organizations wrong too. It's probably one of the reasons why he hasn't, because they don't completely know if they can trust Dwayne yet. So I think he's kind of maybe shot himself in the foot maybe, but I don't think he's a guy that's just going to get the money and just lay down. I think some of his antics are the reason why he hasn't gotten his money yet. Okay. Well, very interesting. I really appreciate the thoughts, Derek. This is The Spoken. This is your host, Lance Twibble. This is my good friend, Derek Williams, our regular that's finally back. We'll be back in a little bit talking about our top 15 quarterbacks of the NFL. See you guys in a little bit.